When with animals, respect them or face consequences. One wrong move can turn peace into a life or death situation. On October 14, 2014, hunters in Africa learned this the hard way. They quietly filmed male lions behind a bush, trying to stay hidden. But lions don't miss much. With keen senses, one soon realized something was off. Hunters fled, fired shots to scare lions, then the video cut off. Did they escape? No one knows for sure. If there's one rule in Yellowstone, it's this: keep your distance. But on January 19, 2022, tourists ignored this, approaching a grazing bison. At first, the beast seems carefree, but when people start moving, it quickly becomes agitated. Luckily, the boy's speed saves him, barely escaping the beast before it loses interest. A tough decision and a hard lesson learned. Elephants can be gentle giants, but when threatened, they can become dangerous fast. This tense moment, filmed on August 25, 2012, at Muniamadze Game Ranch in Zambia, shows a huge elephant charging at people, with a truck as their only shield. A man shouts to scare it off, but the elephant doesn't back down. Fortunately, the situation didn't escalate, and no harm came to the elephant or people. Just another day in the wild, where size and instinct rule. In nature, respect is crucial, especially when dealing with such a powerful beast. Filmed on January 3, 2012 in Canada, this clip shows two hunters face to face with a massive Ontario moose, its towering antlers and 800-pound frame, making it clear who owns the road. But the moment a hunter turns his back, the moose attacks. In a split second, the man notices, spinning just in time to grab his rifle. That's all it takes. The moose stops, rethinks his decision, and backs off. Lesson learned. Never turn your back on a moose. Subtitles by the Amara.org community. Hey, hey, hey! Wild animals don't always thank you when you help them. Just ask this farmer who found himself in an exciting game of cat and Jeep. On January 6, 2021, he checked his coyote trap only to find a captured bobcat. Trying to do right, he worked to free it, but the wildcat had other plans. It scratched him. Finally, the trap opened, but the lynx lay there, seemingly unaware it was free. So the farmer tossed a branch to wake it up, laughing at the absurdity. He entered the situation only to find the back door wide open. That's when the laughter stopped. Luckily, the lynx realized it was free and bolted. Farm life isn't always peaceful. Just ask this Indian worker who faced an angry goat. A normal day turned painful when the animal attacked, flooring him. Goat attacks usually just bruise, but a big hit can really hurt. As he lay there, other workers rushed to check on him. He'll never underestimate a goat's strength again. Nature's rule: never assume an animal will just walk away. This intense moment, filmed on October 3rd, 2020, shows hunters silently watching a small Cape buffalo herd pass by. At first, one huge animal glances at them, but keeps moving. All seems well until it suddenly stops again. This time, it looks at them and charges. Able to reach 35 miles per hour, a Cape buffalo can close the distance in seconds. Sadly, the video cuts off before we see what happens next. Did the hunters escape unharmed? We may never know. Seeing a wild gorilla is amazing until it decides you're too close for comfort. In this tense 2011 moment, tourists came face to face with a huge silverback gorilla. An exciting photo op quickly turned to panic when the powerful primate suddenly charged. But it didn't end there. The gorilla kept intimidating the group, forcing them to move slowly and quietly to avoid escalation. Just when it seemed to calm down, this happened. One thing you never want to do is get too close to a goose with goslings. This animal is so territorial that some even use it to guard their property. The last thing you want while hunting is to become the prey. But on October 11th, 2022, that's exactly what happened to an Idaho moose hunter. As he moved through the wilderness, he noticed something scary. A mountain lion was stalking him. You can hear his fearful breathing as he tries to scare it off, but the big cat lingers before vanishing. I'm leaving. I'm going. I won't scare you. I promise. I'm leaving. Sitting quietly in a tree, waiting for the perfect shot. That's typical bear hunting. But on June 1st, 2020, things didn't go as planned for these two hunters. Instead of spotting a bear from afar, they had a close encounter with two curious bears climbing up to them. A hunter turns the camera on himself, his wide eyes saying it all. Pure panic. He even gives a nervous smile, but doesn't dare make a sound. With bears right behind them, any wrong move could turn this hunting trip into a nightmare. Talk about a heart-stopping moment in nature. Most people would freeze if a bear attacked, but this Japanese climber fought back. While descending Mount Futago's rocky ridge in 2020, he was suddenly ambushed by a bear. Instead of panicking, he went into survival mode, throwing punches, kicks, and yelling to scare the animal. Reviewing the footage later, he said the bear was likely just protecting its cub, but in that moment, it was man versus beast, and he could have easily become another Todder, a Montana elk hunter who was severely injured in 2 grizzly bear attacks. Wild animals are already dangerous, but an injured boar? That's a whole different level of trouble. On July 4th, 2021, Russian hunters went after wild boars but ended up running for their lives. Everything seemed normal until a hunter in orange fired. Ignoring others, he attacked the shooter directly, bent on revenge. With pigs able to run 34 miles per hour, there was no escaping this beast. For most hunters, this is both the ultimate thrill and a total nightmare. Most don't see sheep as dangerous, but like all animals, they have limits. Here, a man and friend trap a sheep, stressing it in the process. At first, it resists, but as pressure continues, it fights back forcefully. Visit www.save-os-rosso.org.bar for more. Cows seem calm, but push too far. A man tries to intimidate a disobedient cow, but it doesn't back down. Without hesitation, the cow charges at him, delivering a brutal blow. Adult cows can break bones or worse, so this wasn't a mild warning. Unfortunately, there's no update on the worker's condition, but one thing's for sure. He won't be testing a cow's patience again anytime soon. Annually, over 2.2 million coyotes are hunted across a 700-mile stretch from Texas to Canada. Moose, weighing up to 1,100 pounds, ravage forests and grasslands, eating 66 pounds of vegetation daily, while grizzlies devour 88 pounds of food in one night, not to mention attacking people. These figures highlight wildlife's power and the pressure they put on U.S. agriculture and rural communities. From Montana's plains to Alaska's dense forests, farmers and hunters have developed innovative management methods. However, hunting, this means more than just economics. It's a tale of survival, balance, and culture deeply tied to America's natural heritage. Coyotes have roamed North America for millennia, but their relationship with humans has often been tense. They thrived in the West's arid plains and deserts, but development pushed them into populated areas. With over 5.3 million, they range from Texas grasslands to Montana valleys, even in snowy regions. As opportunistic hunters, coyotes began preying on livestock in the 1800s, becoming a nuisance to farmers. In just 1 year, these predators caused over 314,000 livestock losses, equal to the cattle on nearly 404 average-sized farms in America. Coyote-related economic losses top $50 million yearly, enough to buy over 2,500 heavy trucks, a vital resource for rural communities. For instance, this 20-month-old Great Pyrenees guard dog was badly hurt fighting 11 coyotes to protect his owner's sheep farm in Georgia, November 2022. In the early 1900s, government programs offered bounties for coyote pelts to reduce their agricultural impact. Despite these efforts, coyotes proved highly adaptable, spreading to all 48 contiguous states. Thanks to tech advances, coyote hunting efficiency has greatly improved in the last decade. Modern tools like drones and infrared cameras help hunters track packs even in tough conditions. As a result, coyote numbers in western states like Montana and Wyoming have dropped about 15% yearly, cutting livestock losses. Coyote hunting mixes skill and tech. Long-range rifles are common, especially on open plains where coyotes are easier to spot. Mechanical traps are used where coyote activity is clear. Pro hunters often use rabbit distress calls to lure coyotes, showing deep knowledge of their behavior. Is it alive? Yearly, hunters nationwide gather in Kansas for the World Coyote Calling Championship. Contestants vie to bag the most coyotes in 24 hours. More than just a competition, the event is a platform for hunters to share experiences, test gear, and celebrate traditions. After a hunt, farmers often use coyote pelts for clothing or crafts. A single pelt can fetch between $23 and $54, depending on quality. The remaining carcass is carefully disposed of to prevent disease spread in the environment. Despite widespread coyote hunting, Their meat is rarely eaten in the United States. This aversion stems from the coyote's scavenger status, raising concerns about diseases and parasites. Moreover, coyote meat's strong, gamey flavor makes it unappealing to most people. While some hunters might try cooking coyote meat out of curiosity, it's rarely seen on American dinner tables. While not economically significant, coyote hunting is crucial for protecting farms and maintaining nature's balance. The moose, an iconic North American wildlife symbol, has a history intertwined with indigenous peoples and settlers. As the world's largest deer, it's notable for its huge size, up to 1,200 pounds, and insatiable appetite. Daily, one moose eats over 79 kilos of plants, equal to what 13 sheep would consume. In Alaska alone, moose grazing destroys 252,000 forest acres yearly, enough to cover all of Chicago. Moose hunting has proven highly effective in controlling their numbers and reducing environmental damage. Compared to a decade ago, modern hunting has cut forest damage by up to 27% in Maine's conservation areas. A traditional yet challenging technique is moose calling. Hunters mimic a female moose's call to lure a male out of the woods. This method demands skill, patience, and deep knowledge of moose behavior. Bows and rifles are also common, often paired with GPS for effective hunts. The Maine Moose Hunt Festival is a popular event, drawing thousands yearly. It showcases moose calling, meat prep, and handmade moose antler crafts. Moose meat, unlike coyote, is highly valued by hunters and rural U.S. communities. A single moose can yield over 517 pounds of meat, feeding a family for more than half a year. Moose meat is a sustainable protein source, with each animal providing hundreds of pounds, enough to feed a family for months. Grizzly bears, icons of North American wilderness, have roamed the continent for thousands of years. Weighing over 1,800 pounds, each bear devours nearly 214 pounds of food daily, equivalent to 20 and 3 young sheep. In Montana alone, grizzly bear damage was estimated at over $2.8 million in 2023. Enough to build 10 modern farm storage facilities. By the early 1900s, habitat loss and hunting nearly wiped out grizzlies from their historic range. Today, their spread into human areas causes conflicts, especially with farmers. Compared to 23 years ago, livestock attacks dropped almost 31% due to regulated hunting. Modern hunting tools like GPS and traps have greatly reduced grizzly attacks on livestock. One bold hunting method is direct confrontation, often done by seasoned hunters. Grizzly bears can run up to 35 miles per hour, faster than most horses, making encounters a test of skill and courage. Montana's Grizzly Challenge is a unique hunting event that draws top hunters to showcase their abilities. Participants demonstrate safe weapon handling and wildlife confrontation strategies. This event isn't just a competition, but a chance to honor hunting traditions. Meticulously processed grizzly hides become premium rugs, coats, and decorative items. A large grizzly pelt can fetch up to $5,200, making it a prized catch for hunters. Grizzly meat, however, holds a controversial place in American culinary traditions. Some hunters eat it to honor the animal and avoid waste, while others avoid it due to strong flavor and trichinosis risk, a parasitic disease that can be contracted from undercooked bear meat. In some mountain regions, though, bear meat is a delicacy, carefully prepared in stews or slow-cooked dishes to soften its tough texture. For most Americans, bear meat remains an unusual choice, mainly consumed by hunting communities, not typical households. From the vast plains inhabited by coyotes, the dense forests where moose roam, and the towering mountains home to grizzly bears, each of these animals poses unique challenges to farmers and rural communities across the United States. Hunting isn't just for population control. It embodies a deep responsibility to maintain nature's balance and protect livelihoods. Through skill, patience, and respect for nature, hunters nationwide have made a lasting impact. From reducing crop losses to preserving traditions, their efforts highlight hunting's crucial role in America's complex relationship with its wilderness.